Parisan, daré, Julia, baila un poquito más, acércate a mi mamá, que vamos a hacerlo una vez más. Ella baila pero no dice nada, su booty lo expresaba con perreíto y con dembow. Saben que ha sido la estrella dándole al reggaetón, ton, ya. Y empieza el flow, esta es la nueva era pero baila todo. Baila una de Maluma y Tego Calderón. La nena está bien puesta pa' cualquier canción, no taco y ron. Y empieza el flow, esta es la nueva era pero baila todo. Baila una de Maluma y Tego Calderón. La nena está bien puesta pa' cualquier canción, no taco y ron. Ella quiere más de lo que vamos a hacer en Parisan, la red, Julia. Baila un poquito más, acércate a mi mamá, que vamos a hacerlo una vez más. El que más ladra come hueso, el que a ti te baila sabe eso. Y nos ponemos bien traviesos, esos son efectos del proceso. Solo con esa mirada hace lo que quiera. Se ve muy educadita, hace sus deberes. Siempre ha sido la envidia de las mujeres, por toda esa belleza y cómo se mueve. Sos como tú me dejas después del party, en ti pensando. Cuando tú te sientes sola como una loca, a mí me llamas. Qué casualidad que pienses en lo mismo que yo estoy pensando. Escondernos en la playa jugando a solas de madrugada. Ella quiere más de lo que works out the way you think. But if you want some good advice, I can offer this small wink. You'll find that a little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. If you were so lucky as to find someone with whom to spend your everyday, that's in itself a journey, a lifetime of endless study, and you won't master it anyway. But know that a little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. And maybe bring the flowers on a weekday. Go see an old matinee. Find out what her heart is dreaming of. Make plans for a holiday. You can find your own getaway. A little goes a long way for love. You should know that a little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. Love, love, love. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way. A little goes a long way for love. Baby, a little goes a long way for love. Yeah, yeah. A little goes a long way for love.
La tóxica eres tú, cuando me tratas mal y sigues, cuando tú me traicionas con vaciles. Hermosa, pero tú tienes como 10,000 perfiles, uno que me ames y otro que me olvide.
La tóxica eres tú, cuando me tratas mal y sigues, cuando tú me traicionas con vaciles. Hermosa, pero tú tienes como 10,000 perfiles, uno que me ames y otro que me olvides.
Eras todo lo que yo soñaba, ahora te quiero olvidar. Con tiburones ya no sé nada, por eso ausente voy a estar. No me mereces, no me mereces. Ponle esa trampa otros veces, no es mucho lo que tú ofreces. Ella sabe lo que yo le doy, ella es consciente de lo que pasa. Ya ni me le arrimo, aquí estoy. Siendo estrella, buscado en la NASA.
La tóxica eres tú, cuando me tratas mal y sigues, cuando tú me traicionas con vaciles. Hermosa, pero tú tienes como 10,000 perfiles, uno que me ames y otro que me olvide.
Quiere conocerme, pero no. Cree que me basta con sexo en la habitación, pero lo sé todo, como tú los besas. Siempre vienes tarde con el dolor de cabeza. No soy bobo, sé lo que haces cuando no estoy yo. Después me dices que te pasa, amor. Pues lo que pasa es que esta es tu canción, si quieres vos.
La tóxica eres tú, cuando me tratas mal y sigues, cuando tú me traicionas con vaciles. Hermosa, pero tú tienes como 10,000 perfiles, uno que me ames y otro que me olvides.
Ella siempre logra hacerlo, logra herirme. Y lo siento, no, ya no soy así. Ya me desperté de este frenesí. Ella siempre logra hacerlo, logra herirme. Ya la herida es hecha, que aunque sea bella, de ti en mi vida solo quedan huellas. La tóxica eres tú, cuando me tratas mal y sigues, cuando tú me traicionas con vaciles. Hermosa pero tú tienes como 10,000 perfiles, uno que me ames y otro que me olvides. Yeah, yeah, Lune, Ricky Baker.
Ya no sabes lo que pasa.
El primer verso, papi.
Yeah. Lo que manda aquí la clave. Este ritmo guaguanco, esto es lo que existe. Y también chamaco, nadie nos resiste.
Que no resiste.
Aquí estamos bravos, la chema tan brava. Esta vida es brava, y yo también soy bravo. Por eso lo que repica son los cueros. Aquí lo que suena a fuego. Mueve la abuela el pescadero. Esto lo mueve el aduanero. Norte al sur, lo vemos viendo. La orilla del mar, nos ve sonriendo. Y yo sé lo que tenemos no es para juego. Y esto es divino. Por eso lo que hacemos gritar, tumbarle con ritmo letales. Saben lo que pasa. Yeah. Mi abuelita ahora tiene masa. Aquí lo que falta el cajón. En esta jungla soy el gran león. Armen las cosas en el malecón. Lo que gozamos es salsa y son. Ya saben lo que repica son los cueros. Tengo la clave, soy el suero. Esta vida es fuego. Por eso quiero una vida suave, soy sincero. Que viva mi gente, que viva la raza. De noche a día aquí se trabaja. Igual la gozamos, bailamos en plaza. Quiero calidad pura en todas sus casas.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're back. Woo! Kick it up. The fault line before the moment flies. The chat room is full of riders, huh? Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Let's get into the broadcast. Come on. It's not a problem. You know what you're getting into. You know how we do it over here. Nothing can stop me. Can modern women have it all? Why can't they have it all? Huh? Oh. Why can't modern women have it all? Because what they want don't want what they want. All right, we're back. We're going on into it, man, because I want to get into this broadcast. We're running a little bit behind. I wanted to give another content channel a little bit of time. There's a debate that was going on the Prophet of Thought channel, and I decided to go a little bit later to allow people at least a good hour to hear that broadcast before trying to split the audience. Because, see, that's something that real content creators do. That's something that grown damn men do. Especially when you care about a community and you care about, other folks. I didn't have to do it. They didn't ask me to do it, but that's just courtesy. So, hope you guys who went over there got a good listen to the argument. I think arguments were made on both sides. I think clearly Bernard Riley did a hands down immaculate job at sustaining his positions. I think it started getting off track when in debate, it's not about being right so much as about if you're right, you don't have to get personal. Get personal and start throwing ad hominem attacks, jabs, passive aggressive sneak attacks. See, in proper debate, the first person that does that loses. And I have seen people on a side that had a winning argument, but they were so into the personal that they could not win. But anyway, we're going on into it. You see the title of the show. Oh, let me say this too. Last night, I need to make a couple of quick announcements. Last night, had a guest over here. I'm going to have more guests. I said it in the show last night, guys, and I meant it. If you woke up today and found that all of a sudden you're no longer able to be heard in the chat room or in the comment section, you're likely were blocked. And why were you blocked? For coming out of your mouth sideways about something that I explicitly said not to do. Look, when I have guests on my panel, that's just what they are. They're guests. And as viewers, you can have your opinion, but I'm not going to let you talk about one of my guests and in my comment section let you insult someone. I don't care who you are. If you're a member of this channel, I blocked you. I blocked you, not a moderator. I blocked you. Especially if you're one of these people that I found going from comment to comment to comment to comment to comment to comment, saying the same thing. I don't need your $5. Keep it. When I have people on my platform, I'm going to have people over here that disagree with me vehemently. I'm going to have women on the platform that I would not necessarily date. That's not the point. If I bring them on the platform, they are credible. And that is all you need to know. If you don't trust my platform, you don't trust me, then don't watch. But the nerve of some of you people to sit back and, well, I need to know about her marital status and her kids and this and that. Why? Do you do that with everybody you deal with? I hope you have that same standard when you walk into someone's place of business. I hope you ask your doctor, your lawyer, your accountant, You're everything. I hope you do an entire background check on these people. See, I'm not going to allow you to invalidate me or invalidate people I have on this show. It's poor taste, it's poor form, but I noticed there was only a certain kind of person doing this. And quite honestly, won't miss you. You're free and open to have your opinion, but make no mistake, this is not a democracy. It is a benevolent dictatorship. And I am responsible as the content creator, the business owner, for what happens on my platform. I'm also responsible by terms and conditions as to what happens in my comment section. I can be held responsible for your foolishness, and I refuse to go down for any of your bullshit. You savvy, Roger? We're on the same page? So you may not like this person's hair, that person's this person's that. Shut your French toast mouth. Because if it's important enough for you to write it in the comment section, understand something. Good. Then you accept the fact that you'll be blocked for it. Now, if you feel like you were blocked in error, I'm open to it. Send me an email. But I know who I block, and I blocked a lot of you. Because honestly, I was frankly disgusted with some of the things I saw, some people, some of the stuff I saw you guys writing. I'm like, stop perpetrating. You got issues, man. And when a woman comes over with her credentials, and you're going to ask the question, well, is she married? And I even had some woman say this. Well, I need to know. Let me also say this too. If you're another one of these freaking French toast fools that think, well, I only take advice from people who are successfully married, then good luck with that. I laugh at when people say, you know what? The only people that should be giving relationship advice are the people who are happily married, or blah, blah, blah. That's stupid. I'm not even going to be nice about it. That's just straight up stupid. That tells me that you have no idea how this world works. So let me get this right. Somebody who's been married for 25 years, you think they know more about the market, the relationship environment than somebody who actually studied it, lived it, and has been divorced? A person who's been married for 25 years knows one marriage. Somebody who's been out here and who's especially credentialed in it knows a lot better. What you're really saying is you have issues with anybody other than yourself. So good luck with that. I hope you hold the same standard. That the only people you listen to are somebody who has the kind of success as I determine it. Good luck with that. This country is run by failures. The world is run by failures. Let me get in. I'm going to cook the French. Man, gloves off. Forget you people sometimes. This world is run by failures. You guys have this perfection standard. Your president is a failure. Arguably one of the greatest presidents of all time, Abraham Lincoln, was a monumental failure. You know why this country is run by failures? Because they're the mother suckers that get out here and try to do something. They don't just sit back where it's comfortable like a lot of you scared people are, a lot of you fraidies. You don't have to worry about failing because you're never going to try anything. That's why you're 45 years old and unmarried with no kids, judging everybody else as a woman, but you never tried anything. So you judge other people because, oh, I can't listen to someone who's been divorced. Bitch, you ain't even married. What are you talking about? Failures run the world, and you A students, you perfectionists, make them rich. How about that? You don't like it? Buy a dog. I'm a failure. I'm a proud failure. I failed at marriage twice. I failed at lots of things in my life, and I hope to continue to fail. I hope to continue to fail, and I'll put my failures right out there. You don't believe me? Go look at some of my previous videos. Lots of failures in there. But see, what you ain't going to say is, look at the successes. So you people who are too afraid to do anything, you have a perfect batting average. The one time you got up to bat, you actually made a home run, great. But that means you tell me you never went up there. You never see somebody in the Hall of Fame he batted 1,000. Really? He averaged batting 1,000 over his career? No, he had one at bat. He had one at bat in a 25-year career. And that one at bat was a home run. Well, wait a minute. We're going to put him in the Hall of Fame for a 25-year career in the major leagues. And all because he batted 1,000. Yeah, he batted 1,000. Granted, he batted 1,000. The one he hit 1,000 means he one poof, home run. But he only batted once. And somebody tell me how many games are in the ML in the season? 170 some odd games. Let's say it's 150 games in a major league season. Let's just say that. And then, so in a 20-year career, there'll be 3,000 games. So in 3,000 games, he got out one time and batted 1,000. We won't put him in the major leagues, man. Please, he wouldn't even be on the team. See, that's what tomorrow night. Set your clock. Tomorrow night is the smoke show. All you people who have a problem, what's the problem with high value? Tomorrow night, the call lines are open. It's haters only, critics only. Because one thing I'm starting to notice, this high value thing has got a lot of people in their feelings. It's got a lot of guys, it's got a lot of women upset, their jaws tighten, a lot of guys in their feelings. Let's talk about it. Yeah, you guys will be welcome to call in too, but I tell you what, make it known. The polite Kevin is going to be over to the side. Gloves are off tomorrow. Because if you're going to come in and start questioning me, asking me to validate this or validate that, I am going to grill the crowd. We're going to make sure you're not a failure. Matter of fact, I hope you're not a failure. I hope you are a massive success at everything that you do. So you can come teach us, all of us failures, how to do it right. Y'all want to see that tomorrow? Tomorrow we got it. Now we get into the show. Oh, you weren't blocked last night, but you were out of control? Oh, we're still going through it. I'm going through the chat room too. I got people going through the chat room. If you were out of control in the chat room, don't be surprised if you end up blocked. This is my platform. And when I have guests over here, I will not let you mess up my business because of some of you guys' issues. Now, 90% of the people, actually 95% of the people loved it. But I will not let a 5% ruin anything. I will snipe you. As we get into it, why can't modern women have it all? Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, and Lizzo. And for those of you who don't know, do I do private consulting with content creators? Yes. You would need to go and book a billable hour. Go on to my website under scheduling, just book a billable hour. And that's where I do hours for content creators and things like that. All right. And I'm sorry to the people who came to hear the show, but look, I'm doing something that nobody else is doing right now. So, and it's causing a problem. And here's the thing: I don't bother anybody. But when people want to bother me, and I don't bother anybody, and I just try to do what I do, oh, you're not gonna question me unless you can tell me. See, I believe in one thing. You want to do something, you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. You don't beat him with insults. You beat him with work. Modern women, why can't modern women have it all? Cardi B, former stripper, dancer, turned Love and Hip Hop character, bit part, she went on Love and Hip Hop and made a big name for herself for being a spicy, funny character. And she has parlayed becoming a bit part player in Love and Hip Hop into being a worldwide star. That's freaking amazing. She's put that work in. And here's the thing. If you look at Cardi B, where she started, she's got her hair did, she got her teeth did, She got her body did. She's got all this other stuff. And there are a lot of women who love Cardi B. Okay? And what she's accomplished in a short period of time is amazing, considering most dancers end up just in a not that good position. Let's just put it that way. Dancing is not the way to the Oval Office. All right? But Cardi B has taken it, and she's gone from a bit player on Love and Hip Hop to a rapper. I mean, when you're interviewing presidential candidates, say what you want to, the woman has influence. It's a testament to our culture right now, but it is what it is. She'd be a fool not to use it. So, and if you had it, and you'd be a fool if you were her not to use it as well. But unfortunately for Cardi B, yesterday or day before yesterday, it was reported in the news that she's filing for divorce from her husband, who goes by the name Offset, from the rap group The Migos. And the story as it's out now says she's filing for divorce based upon rampant infidelity or consistent infidelity. Now, about a year or so ago, they had a very public breakup over infidelity, and he went through all this big public thing to get his wife back. You know, great, he's married. All right. We're going to move them to the side. Cardi B files for divorce. Meg Thee Stallion, 6 feet tall or 5'10", whatever. Another rapper, very provocative lyrics. I mean, come on. And she's been in the news recently for getting pew-pewed by her boyfriend, Canadian rapper, whatever, Tory Lanez. Okay? Now, you got to ask yourself, Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B have the raunchiest but the hottest song out for the last 30 days. But look at their personal lives. Women who are on top of their professions, but their personal life is trash. Then, in the backdrop of all that, we have Lizzo. Lizzo. Our favorite what the hell character, Lizzo. Okay? Where is she coming out? Where does she stand in our list? Well, Lizzo, another woman who can't just seem to get her love life right. Okay? She has influence. She is popular. She has influence. She is popular, but I think she's going to go through coronavirus without a corona bay. Men that she wants don't want her. Men that she wants don't want her. So, Meg Thee Stallion, pew-pewed in the foot by Tory Lanez. And then she was getting clowned so much so that she had to go out and go public, turn states. Cardi B parlayed herself all the way up from the exotic dancer pole to one of the hottest women out there. But this guy right here was as good as she could do. And then he wouldn't even stay faithful. And this one back here can't get a man. This is the modern woman today. And why is this important? Because there are women who will sit back and praise these women for being bosses, divas, queens, CEOs, power movers, all this other kind of stuff. and they have been maybe successful from a career standpoint, but what it really matters is, can they enjoy the fruits of their labors in their personal lives? And arguably, no. Guys, we got to keep the likes up. If we don't keep the like percentage up over 15% or 50% engagement, you will be hearing the intermission song. When the intermission comes on, it won't like it. You won't like it. You won't like it. You won't like it when we play the intermission song. And here's the net of it, guys. Modern women are the freest you've ever been. Right to vote, equal pay, Roe v. Wade, your body, your choice, and more freedoms, to the point to where there are really no restrictions on women. Your sexuality has been completely liberated. And in the last 5 years, the Believe All Women, Me Too, the cancel culture, arguably women are got a lot moving these days. But if you would go back 100 years ago and tell women then that women 100 years from now would have all these advances, it would be hard pressed to tell women then that women in 2020 are not going to be happy. A lot of women back then would be like, wait a minute, they have their own money, own careers, on this, on that, and they're not happy? No. See, and therein lies the rub. Why can't modern women have it all? Like I said, you have sexual freedom, career advancement, living free. But ladies, all of this came with trade-offs. You got the taste of freedom. And like men know, with freedom comes choices. With freedoms comes choices. And with those choices come consequences. Modern women have choices to make. And here's something that I will say. The more you get as a woman, the lower value men most of you women can get. Let me say that again. The more you get as a woman, the lower value you tend to achieve from a man. Because you rarely hear about a woman who has ascended to the heights of her profession, her career, and she has a man on her level. Well, no, Kevin, Migos, Offset, he's got money. Again, people would like to throw him in the high value category. Money, length of time. I don't know if other high value men consider him high value. I just don't think that part's going to cut. He will have a network. He is visible and usefulness to the group. I don't think Bill Gates, and I don't think men of industry, movers and shakers, think of Migos as one of their peers. I wouldn't call him high value. He's definitely a successful man. But let's be realistic. Cardi B, before she was with him, wasn't she with who did these women get with? Nicki Minaj is with, it's like some ex-felon. And the men these women, especially women in hip hop, tend to be lower value guys. Why? Because of the very things that make you successful in hip hop, having that raunchy mouth, sexual freedom, I'm a boss, I'm this, I'm that, is the very things that men that you want don't want. They're the new spinsters. Tonight I want to talk about why modern women cannot have it all, and basically 7 new wave spinsters. 7 new wave spinsters that Cardi B, Lizzo, and Meg Thee Stallion kind of typify. All right. So first we got the Sex and the City spinster. The Sex and the City spinster. And basically this is what that one is. That's the woman who thinks she can, the Cardi B, the Meg Thee Stallion, the Lizzo, the woman that think, you can be brilliant, beautiful, bold, and stylish and do whatever you want, wherever you want, and have jet set holidays and hot girl summers and all this other kind of stuff. And yes, you can do all of that, but it is setting you up to be a single woman or to be with a man who is beneath where you want him to be. Meg Thee Stallion was with Tory Lanez. I mean, come on. The disparities there are just laughable. If you just looked at the picture, it doesn't even make sense. Why couldn't Meg Thee Stallion get a man who's a man who's a master of the universe? Because she is a foul-mouthed sex demon in her lyrics. And sure, her music may thump. It may whatever, but you really want to take this woman to a dinner party? The Sex and the City spinster. It doesn't end well for these types. Because these are the women that wear their sexuality, their power on their sleeve. It's a badge of honor. Why? Because it sells well. Girl power sells well. While it's your turn, you have roughly 18 to 36 months before they need a new one. Madonna was the first one. All right? As we continue to move on. And I'm not saying that and here's the thing, I'm not making any inferences about their character, whether or not a woman should be able to make these choices. All I'm talking about, ladies, is their trade-offs. And the trade-offs are not openly spoken about. That's what we're talking about tonight. All right, so next, the next spinster, the next modern woman is the woman who's like the career woman, the high achieving spinster. And spinster is just an unmarried woman. Okay. Now, Meg Thee Stallion, unmarried. Lizzo, unmarried. Cardi B, married. But who honestly thinks Cardi B will get remarried? And unfortunately, a lot of highly driven, high achieving career women,
I'm a PhD,
become spinsters. Why? Because hypergamy kicks in. We talked about this one a lot. Women who often have perceptions of the power couple and living this jet set life, but unfortunately, the men that a lot of these women interact with, dialogue with, work with, see them as peers, but they would never see them as mates or wives. Their wives are the polar opposite. And a lot of times these women are the saddest of them all because they actually chose something that they thought was going to make them more appealing to men, and it did the exact opposite. Okay? He did the exact opposite. And this is where you tend to find a lot of women who are PhDs, C-level executives. I mean, and over the last, ladies, I want you guys to call in tonight too. Over the last several months, I've had women like this call in. And I will tell you, I have some, between calling in and my DMs, my emails, I have some beautiful women, beautiful career-driven, accomplished women who sadly are modern women who thought they could have it all, but never ran the numbers. Think back about 3 weeks ago where I had the Indian woman call in, and she was like a COO. And she wanted a man of Indian descent who was making $500,000 or more and all these other things. And I'm like, even last night, I mean, it's just sad that we have told women, modern women, they can have it all, and you can't. And why can't you have it all? Because ultimately what you want At the end of the rainbow, you want a man and a family. The end of the rainbow for most of these women is a family and a man. But they never ask the question, what does that man want and can you get him? This is the thing Tommy Lauren was going on about. The next kind, the eccentric spinster. She's actually usually pretty charming. This is the quirky girl. Cyndi Lauper, the white girl. Erykah Badu, if she's a black girl, that neo soul kind of bohemian vibe, patchouli, incense burning. Oh yeah, she tends to be vegan, yoga, Pilates, single AF. Why? Because that bohemian laissez-faire lifestyle tends to be great for a friend with benefit, even a summer fling, but a wife, a long-term relationship, a long-term, a wife, long-term relationship, a public relationship. See, and even if you're not necessarily legally married, you can still have a 20 plus year very public relationship. Like it used to be really big in Hollywood, where stars would be together for years and they were effectively married. And honestly, that's what I foresee happening with a lot of Generation X and some late millennials. I don't foresee a lot of people getting married, but I do foresee them deciding to be monogamous public couples on paper. and more on that later. The next one, the selfless spinster. This is the woman that's always out there trying to help everyone. This is the chick this is the chick that she got all kind of pets. She's always out volunteering, helping folks. She is the one that has the history of just being the eternal caregiver. And she thinks that by being a virtuous woman and giving so much of herself, that karma is going to eventually bestow upon her a loving relationship. No, because she failed to do the things we're going to talk about going forward, to increase her value and to be as pretty as possible. Fit, feminine, friendly, as pretty as possible. FFF, APAP. That's where the women are. You need to increase your value, ladies, by being as pretty as possible, being fit, feminine, and friendly. See, these are women, the last two women I've talked about tend to let themselves kind of go. Now, the bohemian kind of eclectic woman, she tends to keep herself in shape by virtue of diet and her lifestyle, yoga, Pilates. But the selfless person, she puts more energy into out there and never enough into finding what's going to work for her. She may know what she wants, but none of these women really know none of these women really tend to put any focus on what they need. And right along with the selfless one, let's go to the other side. Oh my God. The activist or the intellectual. Ooh, woo.
I'm a PhD.
Ooh-wee. These are the ones that you want to invite to the dinner party, but these are the ones they are called the B word more often than not. They wear the B word as a badge of honor. Jordan Peterson, Kathy Newman. And these women actually have a place in a social circle. And on paper, they have a lot of things that men would want. But that attitude, they're the women that tend to think they have, because of their education, they can slap men around and carry on. And ultimately, these are the very women that are alpha females in their mindset, and they despise the beta males they attract, and they shut down the alpha males that they want. The other two, I'm going to, now remember this. Remember this is a Godfather original. Broken people. Yeah, hold on. I don't want to put that out there. Broken people break people and then blame them for the pieces. So imagine a puzzle. And if you're the kind of person that breaks people into pieces and then blame them for being the parts, come on, man. And a lot of this stuff tends to come driven through ego, through education, and a lot of these women never really seem to understand how men think. Men are a force to be struggled against while desired. These are the women that talk about the downsides of the patriarchy and the modern systems and the da 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 da. But then in the next breath they'll talk about protection. All right. The social spinster. This is the flirt. This is the girl who's out there and everybody, she's the party girl. And the problem with her is her body count tends to be high, or she's assumed to have a high body count. You know, a social spinster. She's everywhere and nowhere. This is the woman that has real problems making long-term relationships, fear of commitment. She's a runner. This is Tina incarnate. She's a runner. Run, 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 run. And see, that's the fun thing. When they're young, they're fun. But as they start to get old and the parties aren't around as much, they're lost. But when they're in their 20s, these women are just left and right. We're going to Miami. We're going to Florida. We're going here. We're going there. They're always out and about. Instagram is lit and Snapchat is lit. May even have an OnlyFans to support them. And yeah, they're great fun, but Lord have mercy. Just too much of a headache. This is the people. They're fun to be around, but no one takes them seriously. They're the party girl. No home skills, no family skills, no wife skills, girlfriend skills, mother skills. Come on. And then the last one is the woe is me, the self-pitying spinster. The one, I live in a small town. I've been overweight since I was a junior high. My dad wasn't around. My thyroid. I mean, this is the woman that has everything that comes out of her mouth is an excuse to justify where she is. She's the perfect victim. She's educated, intelligent. She can quote you 50, 11 million stats to justify why she's miserable. But the one thing she doesn't own is a working mirror. And all these women I kind of described as shadows are you know one of these 7 or so women. You know one of these women. And when you typically see modern, strong, successful divas, queens, bosses, who on paper, you think these women are fantastic, but they never seem to can have it all. And what's the one thing that eludes them, the Vivica Foxes of the world? Relationship. So when a guy like me or somebody comes along and just starts talking about it, the first thing they want to do is, who are you? Or they get hot when men like myself start speaking. Because we're not supposed to talk about it. And the thing is, I said this to somebody I was dealing with the other day. It's not that you cannot be successful and educated and all this other kind of thing. It's like, I talked to the 39-year-old last week. It's not your education and your income. It's your attitude and your weight. See, it's what comes along with being Cardi B that makes Cardi B unlikely to have any real successful relationship with a man of value. It's what comes along with being Meg the Stallion, which makes her less than desirable to any man that she would find high value. It's Lizzo's weight and her attitude about her body that makes a woman as talented as her all right with thinking the problem is everybody else. And these are all modern women. And here's the thing. They all have money, career, status, influence, friends. But do any of these women seem like they're happy? And ladies, ask yourself, if you could switch places with Lizzo, if you could just Freaky Friday, would you want to be Lizzo? Would you want to be Cardi B? Oh, we need to get these donations up, man. Come on, man. We got 4,500 people in here. We're going to open the call line up. We got to get the man, the likes are not up either. Come on, man. What are we doing here? We got to get the likes up. Got to get the likes up. Come on, man. Hit the like button. And here's the thing. What's the solution? Get the likes up. Get them up. Come on. Get them up, get them up, get them up. Let's open the call line. Let's get into it. Get the likes up. Come on. All right, so here's the thing. We got to get the likes up. I want to get the call line open, but you guys got to move it on up. Here's the problem. All right, Kevin. All right, Godfather, I hear you. I hear you. But it's not fair. It's not fair. Men can get out here and make their money and be educated, successful, and run through women and have a wide open sex life, and they're not judged for it. You're right. There's a double standard. And here's the thing. It's not going to change. There's always going to be a double standard between men and women. See, the thing is, you're all right with the double standards that don't limit you. See, there's a double standard for men. Men have to be providers, regardless. As to where you get, women still want men to make more. And the thing is this, you can have a career and a husband. Beyonce is a sexy, out front woman. Right? But she chose not to have a sexually provocative career because she chose husband. Kim Kardashian. No one ever accused her of being a shrinking violet. But what have you heard about her since she's been with Kanye? She's been a little Stepford wife. You have to be in all the stuff that you like, modern women. If you want to be with men, especially successful men or high value men, you're going to have to take a back seat to your man. Therein lies the problem. Most women don't want to take a back seat to a man, period. And you end up picking men that never challenge your supremacy. And then you're upset with those men for being beta. You want the select guys, the alpha guys, the high value guys, but you can't turn it off or back it down. So this is why modern women cannot have it all. And when I say all, the all is they want the high value men. They want the successful guys. They don't want the guy working third shift. They don't. They want men earning what they're making, living like they're living. This is why you hear all these women talking about, I don't want how many times do you hear women today? I'm not a 9 to 5 woman. I don't want a 9 to 5 guy. I don't want a guy who has a job. I want a guy who makes fast. All this is just code for I need be Simone. I need an entrepreneur. I need a guy who understands my mind. I need a guy who can do this and do that. And, da, 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 da. And see, for B Simone to get the kind of man she's talking about, she could not be B Simone. Not the way B Simone is today. You're not going to be the star. You are the co-star. Let's get it. Putting in your 2 cents. Appreciate it, fam. 4,500 folks in here. Only 2,100 likes, man. If y'all want the call lines open, we got to get the likes over 2,400. Here's the thing. I get it. Ladies, it's a trade-off. And see, the sooner you ladies who are caught fit in one of those categories, but let's talk about the women who this really ticks off. The women this really ticks off are my Sex and the City women, my socialites, my career-driven folks, or my activists. That's the political people. The career folks, the Sex and the City types, the socialites, or the activists. Those are the ones that really take this hard because it sounds like a prison. It sounds like I can't have it all. That's right. You cannot. You got to make choices. And here's the thing. Is it important? Is what you do important enough to be in the cemetery by yourself? Is what you do important enough to when no one's calling and knocking? See, it's cool right now when you're 20-something years old or you're 30-something and your text messages are always blowing up and people are always calling you. You're always getting invited to something. But 10 years from now, it's not going to be like it is. 20 years from now, no one's going to be calling. Angela Bassett was the shiznit 20 years ago. Halle Berry was in everything. Every woman you go through your period and it's over. And you're living life like this won't end, and it will end. There's always a new crop of 21-year-olds coming out. There's always going to be a new hot girl. What are you going to do when you no longer have the buzz? Are you planning life for that? And that's the thing about modern women. You never feel like the party's not going to end. It's going to keep going. And it's always, no. The clock is running. And the ultimate strategy is to have a relationship and a family. Because when you're not, especially if you're a socialite, when you're not going to the parties and all this other kind of stuff, when you're not hot, people stop dealing with you. And you know what's really sad is to see women who had it all or could have had it all who blow it. So we often talk about men who blow opportunities. He had talent. He had ability. He could have went here. He could have went there. But we don't talk about women who were born, the adjustable 6, 8, 9, 10s are rare. The adjustable 6, 8, or 9, and the women who had an opportunity, had a cute little package in high school and college, and knew all the right people, and always had the attention of the right guys, but she just never seemed to could get it together. She was just like in that movie Life, can't get right. She just can't get right. Next thing you know, she's around the
Danger zone.
She's up in the danger zone, and everybody else that went on and got married. Next thing you know, she's round the corner. She's rounding the bases. She hit 35 years old, or boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, she's riding in the home and boom, blow her ankle. You think she's going to come in and score the winning round? No, she's laid out between third place and home. And they're carting her off. And she's thinking she's going to win the World Series. No. Because you put it all on the fantasy. You got this picture in your mind. I need the picture. You living for a picture. And that picture, that man in there is nondescript. He's two-dimensional. He has no depth. That's why you have all these lists. And these modern women, you ask them what modern women want, they'll give you a 5 or 50-page list about what they want, then ask you what they bring to the table or what they're willing to do to get it. And it's like, Because the men, they never put any real thought into it. Because he'll be there. Let's get to it. Why haven't they put any real thought there, man? Black Wolf, why haven't they put any real thought in it? Because ultimately, the universe, God, it was just supposed to happen. If I keep doing what I'm doing, I will end up in a place by him and Boaz will hap up on me. See, they never thought they had to do actual work and plan and try to go fishing for a man. They never thought they had to be competitive. They never thought they had to compete for a man. They thought that all they had to do was be them, and he'd actually climb up Mount Everest and know what cave she's hiding in. These women hide their value. They hide it behind work. Oh, hey, Rose. Hey, what's going on? They hide it behind work. So let's see. I see a woman like, let me see, what's her name? What's her name? Rose Petals. You got a man and run up on, hey, I saw you at the Noble Starbucks. My name is so-and-so. And you exchange information. She's always trying to get you to go out. And you're like, oh, I can't. I got this. I got that. You're always too busy for a man. A man's trying to get at you, trying to holler at you. You're slow playing them, such and so forth. Next thing you know, why don't you go out with that guy? Oh, well, it's just not the right time. I'm not in the right space. I'm really busy on my career. I'm trying to focus on my career, which is just a job. And all it is what she's really saying is, I'm scared. I'm scared that if I give myself to somebody, I'll get hurt. I'm scared if I actually if I do something, I'm going to have to give up my freedom, because relationship seems like a prison. And then my emotions get involved. I'm afraid that he'll take me for the $3.50 I have in the bank or whatever. So I'm just going to let fear run this. I'm going to put up all these barriers and all these walls, and I'm going to call it modern. I'm going to say that I'm out here living my best life, and we're going to call ourselves queens and bosses and this and that, when I'm actually really just running. I'm terrified. I am terrified. I am terrified that it won't work. I'm terrified that I grew up as a woman, and I never learned how to be a girlfriend. I never learned how to be a good girlfriend, a wife. I never learned how to be a partner. If it's not perfect, I run. I break up with everybody. I don't stay around long enough for them to break up with me. I break up with them so they won't have a chance to break up with me. So I'm afraid that all the stuff I've done in the past to guys, and all the stuff I've not prepared myself to do, is going to catch up with me. And then it all catches up with me. And then when I least expect it and I need somebody, and all of a sudden the world's going. Does this not sound like a lot of you crazy women? This is what a lot of them think of. Yeah, so I'll just say I'm busy. I'm working. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. That's right. I'm busy. I'm working. And next thing, and then you sit back and you look at women who you don't think are on your level, who ain't as cute as you, who don't have your degrees, who don't have your this. They're not as modern as you. And you laughed at these women who work at the Dollar General, and they going home to their husband who works at the third shift of the plant. And you got your nice, whatever, BMW, you driving out to your condo, and you eating sushi, and you are a single AF with you. That's all you got. I'm sorry. Let's get into it. Modern women, I understand you want it all, but you can't have it all. 2 questions. What do you want? What are you willing to do to get it? Let's hear from the ladies. Let's hear from the ladies. What do you want? What are you willing to do to get it? Because you only get one life. It's up to you. Get it.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero.
Call lines are gonna open.
Money work.
Get the donations up. We need 10 people to throw something in the pot. Come on.
Money work. Si me quiero
Almost 5,000 people in here. We need 10 people. Go ahead and throw something there. Hit the subscribe button, by the way, if you're not subscribed.
Y si no hay pues emigrar.
Pop it up with wages.
Todo money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te la ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work, se arregla con dinero, con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción, yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber.
Thank you, 85. Thank you, Divine Feminine.
No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work, se arregla con dinero.
Come on.
Yeah. Money work, corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work, el mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work, money work, money work, money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work.
All right, here's how it's going to go. Ladies, you're free to call in. You're free to call in. If you don't want to be on the camera, you don't have to be on the camera. But you need to make sure your audio is on. I want to talk to the women out here who think I'm off, think I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to hear from the women who believe you can have it all. Because if you can believe you can have it all, I need you to tell women how they can. Or for the women who have questions about how to have the most you can. See, that's really where a lot of women are today. I know I can't have it all, but I want as much as I can get. And there's the problem. Are you asking for too much? Are you asking for too much? And I think many of you women know you're asking for too much. You just feel like I gotta ask for it. So at least if I ask for the moon and I land among the stars, at least I'm all right. All right. Well, is that really it? Wow. Do. Here we go. All right. I get it, ladies. It's like I should be able to ask for everything. I only get one life, Kevin. It's not fair. Men can have everything. Well, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, let me open this up. Let's see what we got going on Cash App. Shout out to Andre Bassard last night, man. I didn't see that come through. Shout out to Drake, always keeping it real. Okay, your audio's not connecting. Shout out to Terrell. Shout out to Mr. Moore for the $6. Shout out to Midas Dawn. All right. Hello. Hello. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we got people in the car around here. Jesus, I'm gonna have to take you guys one at a time. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Go ahead, man. Lauren, any?
Hi, can you hear me?
Who's this?
This is Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. Go ahead. You muted yourself. Oh. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, Lauren. You muted yourself.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. I was calling because you briefly mentioned Kim Kardashian being like a Stepford wife, or like kind of like fitting that mold of the Stepford wife after being married. And I disagree with that because I do think that there are different standards between Black women and white women. Like with Kim Kardashian's background, I do think that she was allotted that grace to rebrand herself as this now like wholesome, like white lady with all of her kids, who's like now
So
trying
what are
to
you
like
disagreeing about?
that I don't think that Cardi and Meg the Stallion have the same opportunity to like rebrand like her.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know.
yeah.
Maybe I'm missing.
Well, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Mhm.
Are you disagreeing that Kim Kardashian? You said you disagree with me saying that she's a Stepford wife.
Yeah, I
Well,
disagree.
well,
Yeah.
hold on. I want to be because I let you go, and you
No,
said
it's
that
fine.
she had a previous persona, and she rebranded herself as this wholesome
Hmm.
wife. That's what you
Yeah.
said.
Hmm.
That's a Stepford wife. That's the example I
I
was
mean,
given. So I don't
but
see.
when I
Hold on,
say that, yeah.
but hold on. But you got to acknowledge that you said it.
No, yeah,
All right. So that's all I
I
was saying. That she, after marriage, she's chosen to rebrand herself. She's not still out here making sex tapes with Ray J.
but that's what I disagree with.
Have you
Um,
seen a sex tape with Kanye?
no, but her content, like it's only recently when she started getting interested in like all of the law stuff that
Show me.
we
So
now
where is
see.
Kim? So show me outside the photo shoot where she went to break the internet, which was for money and brand to build her brand. Where she's been
Mhm.
out partying, drinking. Show me where she's out with Paris Hilton. You're gonna have to give
Mhm.
me some examples. You can't just say
I
stuff.
mean, the reason I say that is because even like Kanye, or I think it was like a show clip or something where Kanye was saying that he was displeased with how with the I think like the pictures that she was posting. So
I
I don't
said,
think that
no,
it
I'm
was
not asking.
I'm
Okay.
just
Oh, no,
saying
no,
that I
you can't
don't feel
talk
like
over me. You
she's
can't talk over me. First off, you can't do that. You can hear me. Okay. We can have a conversation, but I don't allow that. Kanye saying he's displeased with give me some evidence of what you're saying that she's done that's similar to what the sex stuff post marriage. Do you have any
I'm
evidence?
referring I'm referring to like the provocative like Instagram pictures. I'm not speaking like I'm not talking about a legit sex tape. I'm talking about her like whole like sexualized image.
Example provocative Instagram pictures like what? Because see, the only thing that's really risen to uh viral status is when she did that photo shoot where she had the champagne glass sitting on her butt. And that was a business move. But you're talking about on Instagram. Where on Instagram? Is she nude, naked, in lingerie? What?
Yeah. Those were the like pictures that Kanye was upset about.
And you saying Kim Kardashian's okay, I've not seen any nude pictures of Kim Kardashian post marriage on Instagram. I just
It wasn't like full nude, but it was very like
So let's get to
like
your ultimate point, man. Bottom line is Kim Kardashian is nowhere near as out there as she was post-marriage. I'm not going to argue that point. That's pretty well obvious that she broke the internet with that thing. But anyway, you're going to say Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion can't do it because they're not black, because they're black and she's
I mean,
white.
no, I mean, I'm not saying that they are not allowed to do it or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, if they were to change their whole image to this now, like more wholesome one, I don't think that that would be accepted by people and they would keep their same celebrity status.
But what was Kim Kardashian known for prior? Okay, see what you're missing. It's a matter of degrees. Kim Kardashian had a sex tape, which was arguably a private moment. Whether you think she put it out in public or not is irrelevant. Mm-hmm. It was not a porno. It was put out in public. Now they did go ahead and market it through there, but that was with her boyfriend in a hotel room. But before that, she was just Paris Hilton's homegirl, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Cardi B is a stripper who talked about drugging dudes and hooking them up with trannies. Cardi B has a song called WAP. So yes, it's going to be hard for her to rebrand herself as something other than a sexual demon. That's what she's led with. That's her entire shtick. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with her race.
Yeah. I didn't hear that.
Has nothing to do with her race.
Okay, I mean, I guess I can just agree to disagree. That wasn't like the main reason why I wanted to call. My main reason for calling is that I do think that it's possible for women to have it all, and I don't really understand.
Okay, well, name me some women that have it all.
Like,
name me some women that have it all.
Like, what do you?
I know you tell me. You say it's possible. Name me some women that have it all.
I would say, yeah. I mean, well, I'm referring to people that I know personally and myself.
Right. Well, how about stuff that we can all see and not just your anecdotal experience?
I mean, I think Michelle Obama has it all. She has the career, the successful husband, and the well-to-do children. I think she's an example of someone who has it all. Like you mentioned, Beyonce, she's someone who has it all. Like, they're also beautiful and like in shape. For me personally, I guess it's
two women.
Yeah.
No, slow down. Two women. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Who else? I honestly would put Oprah in the category.
She's not married.
But I would consider.
I don't care if she's not married. She's not married. It has no children.
I would say.
Okay. Now you're going. Okay, so this is what you're going. She's not married. See. Mm-hmm. I asked you to name, you said you disagree, and I gave you plenty of time to name me. You named two people, and then you had to go to a 60-year-old woman who is not married. All right, you went to a 60-year-old. Look, lady, don't talk over me. If you can't do this, I'll just go to the next person. Unmute yourself. You can disagree. Give me hundreds of women. Don't give me two. Don't give me two women and your friends.
Okay. Nicole Irie Parker. She's one who's married, has children, successful career.
You mean the woman? You mean the woman who sat up there on podcast and disrespected her husband in front of the world? She's got it all.
She does. I don't understand like the pushback.
Because ma'am, the truth is true. Did you not see? Did you not? I have a video on this channel talking about Nicole Irie Parker and Boris Kodjoe and how she disrespected her husband. Did you forget that? Because it happened in 2020. 2019.
I mean, I recently found you, so I have not.
But it doesn't matter if you found me. That happened. It was a big story. How old are you?
Well, I hadn't come.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
All right. Keep living, because you can believe all these fantasies you want to, but you can't. You are basically telling me Michelle Obama Beyonce, and now you're struggling. You only had two, ma'am. And if you're going to tell women that if having it all needs to be as rare as Michelle Obama and Beyonce, that doesn't even make sense.
I don't. So where my I guess where I'm kind of missing your point, so are you saying that women, it's impossible for a woman to have it all?
Yes.
I don't believe
yes.
that. It's
I don't care what you
impossible.
believe. You can believe in Santa Claus. I don't care what you believe in, man. But the reality is life is about trade-offs. Life is about choices. Are your mother and father married?
Yeah.
All right. Are you married?
Yes.
How long you been married?
3 years this past July.
All right. Do you have everything you want?
I mean, I don't have kids yet. And I would like to have children.
How many women your age are married? Are you black?
I mean, I don't know off the
Are you
top
black?
of my head. Yes, I'm Nigerian American.
Okay. Were you born in the States or in Nigeria?
Yeah, I was born in New York.
So you're American. You're not Nigerian American. Your parents are Nigerian American. You're American.
I also have citizenship in Nigeria.
All right. So since I have to break this down on such an elementary level, let's keep on going down to it. What percentage of black women in this country get married?
I don't know those statistics.
So again, you don't know a lot of things, but then you still think what you believe is true.
Yes, because
you don't know a lot of things. You don't know a lot of things by your own. Man, 1 in 4 black women can expect to get married. But 99.99999% of women that call my show want to get married and have children. If you watch my show, you hear women night after night after night say, I would love to be married with 2 to 3 kids, and I would love to not have to work to pay substantial bills after I'm pregnant. I would also love to put my kids through college if they wanted to go to college. I like to live a middle class life. I like to start my home. You hear women say this over and over and over and over and over again. They all want it, but 1 in 4 can expect to even be married. The bottom line is, ma'am, no one can have it all. Men or women, but men are okay with not having it all. And you're not supposed to want it all. You're supposed to want your portion.
But the reason why I say that is because that's not a foreign idea to me. It's not a foreign idea to be a successful woman, marry a successful man.
What do you do for a living?
Be well off. I'm a lawyer.
Okay. I'll tell you what you do. You go with your husband and live your successful life. Good. You have no dog in this fight, man. And you can believe whatever you want to believe, but the reality is women cannot have it all.
Okay, we'll just have to
you cannot
disagree.
You can disagree, but you can't tell women they can have it all because you can't even name but 2.
But how
you can't name but 2. Get off my phone. I hope her husband, I wonder how often she lets her husband have his balls. Do you think she keeps them in a jar or her purse? I don't know. And that woman would just going on and on and on about it. Yeah. Ooh, could you imagine being married? This is why I say lawyers.
I'm a PhD.
Aaron, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello.
Oh, hi. Hello.
How are you? What do you got for me? Why can't modern women have it all?
Well, my question was, how much can we have? You said that's what you wanted to hear from, and that was my question exactly.
Well, what do you want?
I like fashion, so I'm not too crazy about designer stuff, but I would like to be able to dress fashionably and take care of myself and provide trips and vacations for my kids Um,
Trips and vacations to where?
um, Florida, like Grand Canyon, overseas every now and then
What do you mean overseas?
as they get older.
What do you mean overseas?
Overseas, I've only been overseas once.
I would say, what do you mean overseas, ma'am? First of all, turn off the YouTube channel and all this stuff. We just need to be talking to me.
Can you hear anything? Because nothing's on.
Yeah, but still, you'll be in the chat room. I need you focused on the conversation. So, traveling overseas, where are we talking about?
Africa.
Okay.
Italy.
All right. And were your mother and father married?
They were.
Did you travel to Africa and Italy and Japan as a kid?
No.
All right. So, first off, is why? What do you do for a living?
I am a credit analyst.
Did you go to college?
I did.
All right. So, do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
No.
How many kids do you want?
2 to 3.
So you're not, and what state are you in?
Virginia.
So, how much would your husband need to make to afford 3 children in Virginia to be able to travel to Italy, Africa?
He'd have to make, I guess, like in the upper 6 figures, like around 500 to $1 million a year.
Okay. And what percentage of men make that?
Well, Kevin, let me tell you, because
No.
I'm sorry.
That's not what we do. What percentage of men make that income?
If I remember correctly, it's definitely less than 10%, like 5%.
5% of the men in this country earn $500,000 or $1 million.
Mm-hmm. What if we included men over, like foreign men? I've never heard that mentioned. I don't know.
We only keep ma'am. How old are you?
I'm 27.
We keep statistics on we keep statistics on people here.
Okay.
1%.
1%.
So, by definition, you want a man who is earning in the top 1% of earners. And that's 1%, not adjusted for race, not adjusted for sexual orientation, anything. 1 out of 100 men make that.
Okay.
So do you understand why?
I do.
Stop.
Can I make some adjustments?
Stop. This is why women can't have it all, because you don't know how much everything you want costs.
Well, sir, I do understand that. I want to add some context to what I'm asking for and what I'm willing to provide for myself. So, I understand you talk about as women's value goes up, the more we make, the less value we get in a man. And I don't know that from personal experience.
Okay, ma'am, get to it.
So yeah, for myself, in my career, I want to make,
Ma'am, you okay. Due respect, ma'am. You just talked for 45 seconds and didn't say anything.
I said I want to make 200.
But here's the thing.
So.
But hold on, stop. That's fine. But I asked you, do you want to have to work to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant? You said no. So what you want to make in your career is irrelevant after you get pregnant.
Well, not for
what you need to know. What you're not going to talk over me. What you want to make your earning stops after pregnancy.
But it doesn't. It stops.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That means so. Okay. In what world? Okay, and maybe I'm not speaking English. I said, do you want to have to work to pay? Okay, are you still on YouTube?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm asking you, do you want to work to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant? You said no.
You didn't give a time period for that.
You want to make? Okay, let's just say. Let's just say. Okay, great, ma'am. How about this, ma'am? I can take it any way you want to. You're talking about
I'm sorry. It's kind of aggressive energy.
Well,
I'm not.
I'm
being
sorry.
aggressive
I
on
need
my
you to
end.
understand that this
I'm
is.
trying to
I
answer
need.
your
Well,
question.
here's what you need back. Well, first off, I'm hearing a background in there, so that's why I'm trying to
That's
ask
my
you.
chair. I'm just moving around.
No. I mean,
It's
like there's
nothing.
another, like there's a background, like there's another window open. So I'm hearing myself. So is the only thing that's open is the Zoom?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it plugged into a speaker or Bluetooth or something?
It's on my computer. I tried to turn it down, so
Okay.
hopefully.
So here's the thing. Aggressive. I need you to understand something. It's just direct. What's the longest relationship you've ever had with a guy?
5 years.
And was he one of these top earners?
No, sir.
All right. Well, just by virtue of the fact that you want a man who's earning less than more than $500,000 a year, ma'am, that's why you can't have it all. Have you ever dated a man making that kind of money?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, not dated.
So, who do you live? Is that who's that?
That's my grandmother.
You live with your grandma?
I do.
All right.
Give me a second. Yeah, I'm moving out in the next few months, but you didn't ask that. But yeah, I live with my grandma and I live with my mom. But
so there you go.
Well,
no.
I feel like my answers were...
No. I don't know why I talk, you listen. When you talk, I listen. I shouldn't have to mute you. Unmute yourself. And this really shouldn't be that hard. And here's what I'm saying is you ladies like yourself, you want everything. One, you didn't have that lifestyle growing up. Two,
if I could, I'll be quiet, but I thought this was a conversation, so I'm trying.
See, this is why a lot of women like her, black women, can't get anywhere. They think this is conversation. They think combative and disagreeable is conversation. When a guy's trying to make a point and I say I have points, it's like, well, I'm going to still cut you the fuck off as conversation. When unmute yourself. This is why you get aggressive. You get aggressive because I have to get there to get your attention. Okay. I let you speak for 45 seconds and you said nothing, ma'am. And here's the net of it. One, you may do whatever you do, and you may say you want to earn $200,000 a year. Is that how much you're earning now?
No.
How much you're earning now?
50.
How are you going to earn $200,000 a year?
I can speak.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the career I want to have makes about 100 mid-level.
What career is that?
Instructional design, organizational psychology.
Oh, psych chick.
Yeah, psych chick.
Do you have a degree in psychology? Are you credentialed for that yet?
Yeah, I have 2 degrees in psychology.
But yet you're doing what?
I'm a credit analyst right now.
Why? And how long have you had your psychology degrees?
The second one I've had 2 years.
And the first one?
5.
Any particular reason why you're not working in your field?
Well, I haven't been able to transition. I was doing counseling before I went to school. And so after I had graduated, I spent a little more time counseling and just didn't make the jump yet before.
You spent time in counseling?
Yeah, that was my career before I went back to school and during.
No, you were in counseling or you were counseling people?
Oh, I was a counselor. Yeah, I was a mental health counselor.
And how much were you earning then?
About $36 a year.
So, from your own life experience with 2 degrees, You were making 36 in your career field. Now you've increased up to 50 in a field that honestly you didn't have to go to school for.
Right.
What part of Virginia?
I'm in Richmond right now.
Okay, so in Richmond, have you ever lived on your own?
No.
Okay. You've never lived on your own, making $50,000, and you say you want a career to make $200,000. Do you know what would it take for you to make? How long would it take for you to get that kind of income?
Through just my career, probably like 10 years.
10 years. 10 years to go from 50 to 200,000. Industrial psychology. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh, you
10
really?
years or less.
Working for whom?
For like a Fortune 50 company, like a
Fortune 50. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of the name. McKinnon, or
Fortune 50.
Like that.
So like you be working in HR, you be working in organizational planning, where?
It's consulting. I didn't mean Fortune 50. That's really high reaching, but
yes, because everything you're saying is okay, ma'am. See, and what I've done is I've let you talk. And I try to avoid this. 27 years old. You live with your grandmother and your mother. Ready? 27 years old. You need to unmute yourself. You live with your mother and your grandmother. You made $36,000 up to $50,000. And you want a man who's making $500,000 or more so you can have children and travel to Italy and Africa. And this does not sound fanciful to you.
I'd like to know that my original question was how much is possible.
Not
I didn't
for
say
you.
What I want.
Well, see, and you know why it's important? For you, it's not. And I will tell you directly why it's not. One, your temperament. The man that makes the kind of money that you're talking about does not tend to lend to himself towards women with your temperament.
I have a great temperament.
Of course you do.
Well, I disagree.
Okay, you can disagree all you want to, but these guys are my colleagues and clients, and I know what the kind of women they want. You've never dated. We've already established you've never dated one. So due respect, ma'am. You may have a great temperament for the guys you kick it with, but the guys you making the kind of money you talking about, that's what I spoke on. Instead of just saying, why is that? You're going to say, no, you're wrong. Of course I am. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's possible? You have to be what they're looking for. You don't know them. And you don't know what they want. And basically what you want, what they have. So you may not like it, but that's the reality of it. Now, the guy you were with for 5 years, was he a college graduate too?
Yes.
Here, this is why this is so troubling. Why do you need this much money?
I don't need it. Nobody needs it. I want it, I guess, for the material possession of it.
But you can't do it on your own.
Not that much, no.
Exactly. When I said you would need someone earning that kind of money, You want to cut me off and stop the conversation saying, well, no. I'm going to earn money too. And I can earn up to 200,000 and you've never made over 60.
Mm-hmm. It's in the realm of possibility. Definitely.
Well, it's possible. It's possible. You could win the lotto, ma'am. See, what I'm showing to you and to people who come by and watching is a lot of you ladies are either into fantasy land or delusional. What that simply means is you have no earthly idea how much money it takes to support a family with the lifestyle you're talking about. You have no idea what it takes. You have no idea what percentage of men out there earn that kind of money, what their job titles are, what they do. So you damn sure can't know what those men are or what they want from a woman. You're basically talking about Santa Claus, a genie, because at the end of the day, you got 2 degrees. Congratulations on being educated, but you can't even take care of yourself. And a man who's earning that kind of money is looking for a woman who can bring something to the table other than wants and opinions. This is why you cannot have it all. You want the net of it, ma'am. Truthfully, you're asking for more than you offer.
Again, I didn't ask for anything. I just was saying what I wanted and how much is possible.
What's possible is what's possible is what you are. A regular guy doing regular stuff. That's what's possible. That's what's possible. You're regular. I mean, you're a cute girl, a cute woman, but you're living a regular life. I mean, so that's what's possible. Relationships are reflective. Your last boyfriend, what did he do for a living?
He was in supply chain management. So
what does that mean?
He worked in warehouses, like trucks, trains, and stuff. How to move.
Well, yeah, but was he doing physical labor or was he in a white collar?
I think he was still in the lower rung of that. I guess
he worked at UPS. Yes, ma'am. That's what I mean. Regular as dude.
He was doing
regular as. So thank you. So you come in here with all this psychology and industrial this Fortune 50, and you're a regular chick with a regular ass dude living with your grandma and asking me what's possible, and then wonder why I get aggressive when I sit there and I try to tell you what it is. But this is all you seem to can hear. So now you're finally starting to hear it, but when I try to say it in a decent way, you want to be combative.
Well, okay. I will take that. Yes.
Yeah. Bye, dog. Wow. All this aggression. I can make $200,000 a year. Even though I can't get my grandma to shut up. And I'm on a 180K webcam with 2 degrees.
I'm a PhD.
But I can be for a Fortune 50 company. Then we can go to Africa.
I'm a PhD.
Right. Try to be reasonable. What's possible? Well, you can go ahead and mute yourself. Chi. Hello.
Hi, hello, good day.
How are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Good. What do you have for me?
First of all, thank you for the show. I've been learning a lot. So I'm a doctorate student.
Okay.
And I'm a student pilot.
Student pilot?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I moved abroad on my own at the age of 19.
Okay.
I won a scholarship, studied in Eastern Europe, then moved to North America, worked, saved money for flying, still doing my doctorate back in Eastern Europe, and now flying. I
Okay.
fly Cessnas. I want to build a career in the aviation industry. Everything I've done by myself. I'm 28, size 10,
Okay.
5'7".
Okay.
So my problem is a lot of guys tend to be kind of like intimidated. I have people come to me, first of all, like the career that I have that I'm pursuing, it's very, it's aviation. People are like, oh, that's so cute and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that, they tend to either give me like conditions like, oh, you have to stop your education. I want to get married right away. I'm like, this thing that I do, I really love it. I see myself, even being a professor someday, teaching and all that
Okay.
stuff.
So what is the outcome you would like to have though?
I want a family, like I want children, I want a husband. And the reason why
So let me stop you right here, okay? Because you gave me enough background. Do you know any women who do what you do, who have the kind of family structure and life that you want?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How old are they?
My mentor, she's in her 30s. She has 2 kids and she's a captain now.
Okay. And how old are you? 27?
I'm 28.
All right. So you know one woman. Okay. Any others?
Yeah, I know a couple. Virtually all the female captains that I know, at least about 6 of them,
Uh-huh.
they are married
Okay,
and
but
they
are
have
there
children.
husbands you're in the military?
No,
Okay.
civil aviation.
Okay, so their husbands. Have you asked any of these women where they met their husbands?
Most of them met their husbands at work. Most of them met their husbands via a friend, just
Well,
luck.
that can't be the same. So, if most of them either met, okay, and how in her 30s did they get married? You know what age she got married at? Your mentor.
Oh, she got married at 26.
Okay.
She got married at 26 and then she started having kids when she was 32.
Okay. Well, one of the first things to do would be to start to ask yourself, if women doing what I do, is it possible to have the kind of family I'm talking about? And you would start by asking the women who were, if you see it, you'd start asking those questions. Because,
Well,
okay.
I've asked my mentor and she told me what works for her. So she told me she got an au pair and, when you
I'm
like,
talking about
I'm
how she found her husband.
Oh, she met him during an air show.
A what?
An air show.
An air show. All right. But what I'm hearing, overall, what I would guess though, is your profession male dominated or female dominated?
Oh, it's extremely male dominated.
Exactly. And you've chosen a male dominated profession, but yet you want to have that profession, which is a passion and you love, kudos. But having a family, a husband and a family, that is going to be a push because of just the nature of your career. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it doesn't lie. It's not going to be an easy path. So if your mentor met her husband at an air show, is she black, white, Hispanic, what?
They're white.
Okay. Any of the other women you're talking about who are married, in your
Yes, I
field?
know.
Are they white, black, what?
I know a couple of black women
All right.
also.
So,
But what most of them do, and what I know that I would do at least for the first 5 years of having children or something like that, is that they either run a business or they go into like office jobs, like
exactly.
research and all that stuff,
So
which
what's the
I
longest?
plan to do.
So what is the longest relationship you've ever had with a man?
A year and 6 months.
How long ago was that?
It ended last year because of religious reasons, and I couldn't cope with the religious demands.
What do you mean you couldn't cope with the religious demands?
Yeah, he was Jehovah's Witness.
Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't know prior to dating him what it's,
All right, and what about what's the longest relationship you had before that?
Prior to that, I didn't date for 7 years. I was just focused on studying.
Stop right there. Stop right there. You see, this is what tends to happen. I'll let you go ahead and lay all that out because I needed you to get it all on the record. Women in your position tend to have really next to no relationship skills. Very accomplished, but straight up, time in the pilot seat with a man is small. And that's the ultimate problem. Because if I sat down with the women that you're talking to, I would hazard a guess that they didn't wait till late in life to really start being interested in men and dating.
Okay.
So, the question is not, can I do what I do and be married and have a husband? Obviously, if women are doing it, it can be done. The question is, can you do it with your relationship skills?
Yes, I've thought about it.
You can no. You don't know that. There's nothing in your relationship history that says you have you had one relationship that was a year and a half. And prior to that, when was the last time you had a boyfriend?
Prior to that was before I left the country for studies.
How old were you?
I was 19.
Thank you. Almost 10 years ago. You have, in my world, that's no experience. One relationship of, you said, 18 months with a Jehovah's Witness. And the Jehovah's Witnesses I know are pretty conservative people. And you're out here in the wide world with, so it's more so about you, not your profession. And the problem is, the issue you're going to have, ma'am, is like so many career, ambitious, driven women, you put men on the back burner, assuming that men in life respond like a logic puzzle. Like, well, I'm going to do this. And then at age 26, I will step into the world and I will just select from the men that are available. Like it's a product on a shelf. And you don't know how men move. You don't know how this is. You don't know how to date. And the men that are on the level that you're talking about want women who know men. All right. So let's say you found a guy who met your attraction standards and your income standards and all this other kind of stuff. Let's say you met that guy. Are you prepared to give him what he wants?
Yes, I know that when we start having children, I love family so much.
Okay,
family
before you start having children, ma'am, you got to get married.
Yes, definitely.
So before that happens, you just said you broke up with the Jehovah's Witness guy because you couldn't deal with the religious concerns. Well, what was wrong with him?
He was a great guy,
but you couldn't give him what he wanted.
No, because I wasn't raised that way.
But therein lies the rub, man. See, that's why I asked the question the way I asked, and you keep going after marriage and kids. And I'm sorry, ma'am, you cannot skip the dating, courting, engagement process. And that's why I said you keep going to the end because you have no experience in the middle. You're saying you were dating a guy who was a Jehovah's Witness for a year and a half, and he's a great guy. Did he want to marry you?
Yes, he
did. All right. Did he propose to you?
And he gave me, yes, he did.
And
the
did you accept it?
I didn't accept
You
because
did or
I
did
knew
not?
that. No, I didn't, because I knew that I didn't see myself, adjusting to the belief system, and I knew that I was going to be living a lie. We had a
all right.
good
So
relationship.
after he proposed to you, was the relationship over that day?
No, it took a while.
All right. So, ma'am, I need you to pay close attention. You've just shown that a man can be into you. And he proposed to you in what month?
He told me 6 months into the relationship, I really like you.
Okay, but he proposed to you in what month?
6 months into the relationship.
But you were with him for a year and a half.
Yes.
Stop.
Because
breathe and stop. You knew he was Jehovah's Witness when you started dating him. That's true. No, stop. Please, let me do this. You knew he was a Jehovah's Witness. And whether you knew exactly at the time, over the 3 to 4, Jehovah's Witnesses aren't shy. You know what it is, and you were with him for 6 months, and he proposed to you, and you did not accept it, but you stayed in it for another year. So, ma'am, that makes no sense to me. If you knew you couldn't deal with the requirements, why stay with him for another year?
Well, as at the time he asked me to, okay, do you want to, I really like you and all that stuff, and I feel like we can build a family. I'm like, yes. And then after that, he starts telling me the requirements for his religion, and I go.
And what are those requirements?
So basically, they don't accept the one that I really couldn't deal with. I could deal with every other thing, but the one I couldn't deal with was no blood transfusion.
All right, stop. Ma'am, you're telling me you were with a man who wanted to marry you. You said he's a great guy, but you decided to break off because of a potential conflict with blood transfusion?
I'll give you the reason why.
I get it, ma'am, but ma'am, this is what I mean about... I'm laughing, man, because I'm not trying to be funny, man, but come on. I understand. I'm a cancer survivor. I've had surgeries in my life. I understand. I get it. But human beings are complex. And this is the problem that so many of you career women have. You really have no understanding of how to be in step with a man. So you mean to tell me that if you honestly believe to tell me, if you were married to this guy and you were in the hospital and the doctor came back and said, you need a blood transfusion or you're going to die. You mean to tell me you think he'd expect you to die?
Yes, we had that conversation.
And you have autonomy to say, French toast that, give me the blood.
He said,
you have autonomy. You're not a fool, ma'am.
So, yes, of course I would, but that would mean the breakdown of the marriage.
No, but the thing is, you got to get to that. Okay, good luck with it. This is what I mean. This is what I mean about relationship skills. And we can laugh, ma'am, but you guys are looking for perfection. I'm sorry, ma'am. You were lucky enough to find somebody who was willing to deal with you and your lack of relationship skills for a long time, and you had to accept his religious beliefs. And see, that's why I've done a video years ago. I mean, about 8 months ago, said, things you guys are going to have to be willing to give up. Geography, family, social media, discipline of the kids, money, religion. Yes, especially you start talking about a man of some consequence. Oh, yes. And honestly, man, that was in my opinion, personally, that was foolish. You should have run the odds and said, well, let me guess this right. He's a good guy. I could marry him. I could have kids with him. But the only sticking point, he's a Jehovah's Witness. I would have to be a Jehovah's Witness. I could do that. It's not like you had to walk around with a burqa, no makeup, whatever. The only issue is, on the off shot that I would need blood transfusion, I might not be able to get it. Well, guess what? I'll take that and I'll just run that risk. Because every time you get in a plane, you take a risk that you could die, right?
Yes.
Well, God damn it, that's what life is. It's all a risk. It's a fucking risk. Excuse my French toast, but it's a risk. You should have took the risk and said, "I'll go ahead and do this." And on the off chance that you need, oh man, we're gonna need a blood transfusion or die, honey. I need a blood transfusion. No, God Jehovah says you don't need it. Well, doctor, I say I do. Give me AB positive and back up with some O. Next, come on, man. If you can't do stuff like this, you can't be with anybody. I'm trying to make light of it and show you how rigid a lot of you guys get when it comes to relationships. And I'm like, great, this is why you can't have it all, because you want it all. It's not possible. Is there any way you could design an aircraft that could guarantee 100% not to fail, not to have a mechanical defect or a possible crash?
No, that's not possible.
Well, guess what? Welcome to relationships. They shouldn't call them relationships. They should call them risks. And you decide, and all you can do is make the best choice with the things on the ground. And if you are in a position in the air where there's a mechanical error or something, you have to make an adjustment. You have to build while you fly.
True.
And then and all the adjustments don't work, eventually, sometimes you may have to punch up, let the craft go down. But there are options. You understand that in flying. You're going to have to take that.
Yes, I do.
But you're going to have to take that into relationship too.
Okay. I'll do that. And so I spend time also doing other things.
Okay,
like
ma'am. I gotta get to another caller, but hold on just a second. I want to make sure we get to somebody else too, because we went on for about 15 minutes though. Sarah, go ahead and unmute yourself. Hello. Hello.
Hi, I'm a little nervous. So.
Okay, what do you have for me?
Okay, so I wanted to know, where I'm from in my country, women usually stay home and the man works. That's just how it's done.
Okay.
But if the woman works, the man doesn't have a right to her money or anything, right? So she doesn't have to contribute to the household.
Okay.
So is that a good bypass for women who want it all? They can get a husband that works. But
what country
live traditionally.
Okay, hold on. What country are you living in?
I live in America. I was born in America.
So I'm confused. You said the country that you're from.
My parents are from, I guess.
Okay, but the country you're from, the woman stays home and the man works. And typically, if a woman works, the man has no access to her money.
So she doesn't have to contribute. She can contribute if she wants. I'm from Nigeria.
Okay. That's an interesting interpretation. I know plenty of Nigerian people, but I'm going to keep on moving. You were born in the United States.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26. Do you want to be married?
I'm actually already married.
Okay. So why is the question relevant?
Well, okay. Personally, my husband does not want me to work, but I want to work.
Uh-huh.
And that's kind of an issue we've been having. So,
are you guys seeing a counselor?
I don't think that's something that people really do where we're from.
What do you mean where you're from? New
I mean,
Jersey?
if you have marital issues, you might go to family elder and they may intervene, but like counseling.
I'm sorry.
I've watched your show, so I know you recommend.
I know Nigerian people who deal with counselors. I mean, due respect, ma'am, you're from the States.
Yeah. I mean, I was born here, but I still have some of that culture.
But see, what oftentimes I hear you women, you use what you want to your advantage. See, it's Nigerian when it benefits you, but then when there's something you don't want to do, well, it's not my culture. I don't play that. Either you're all in or you're not. Are you going to do it the Nigerian way or are you going to do it the Western way? So you can't do this half in, half out shit with me.
Yeah. I could ask my husband if he wants to do counseling, but I don't know.
Well, and let me tell you the second issue. If you're married, I don't think it's really all right. Would your husband want you calling me asking advice about you guys' marriage? Come on, man. No one knows you. Your face sitting there. I'm not gonna say your name. But be honest.
If he doesn't know what he doesn't know wouldn't hurt him.
See, I'm glad you said it. And see, that's why I had an initial problem with your initial position. You're deceptive. That's treacherous. If you see snakes around, if you see snakes in your yard around trees, don't take the apples. What did you say that was wrong? What you said was wrong was, okay, where I'm from, implying that you were there, there's a workaround. My country and my way of being and my culture allows a man to have to pay for all the bills and a woman doesn't have to work. But if she chooses to work, all the money is hers. Is that a workaround for having everything she wants? And my problem with that is you shouldn't be married if you want money and around your husband. What kind of topping from the bottom is that?
But you know how you say not every woman's going to get a man that's super rich that can provide.
But I'm not talking about every woman. I'm talking about a woman who's married. You're already off the market. You picked your husband. If he's broke driving a bus, that's what you got.
Right.
Live on biscuits, crackers, and water.
He's not broke.
Well, whatever you got is what you got. That's why I said, man, I'm not good with what you did. I'm not good because basically you came in and tried to do a sneak attack. Well, see, I'm Nigerian, but you're not Nigerian. You're from here. Well, it works for the argument I'm trying to make. See, if I play the Nigerian card, then I can go get a job and I go get my own side money and I can use the culture and tell him he has no right to it. So I can top from the bottom and punk him with culture. But yet, when I ask you, would your husband be all right with you talking to a man about a relationship? Well, what he don't know don't hurt him. This is some bullshit.
But I just wanted your opinion.
My opinion is I hope he finds out. My opinion is I hope he finds out who his wife is. That's my opinion because I think this is some bullshit.
But do you feel that would be fair, though?
I think it would be fair that he finds out and treats you accordingly. Woo, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Did you hear that mess? I'm from Nigeria. Bro, you from Philadelphia. You from Philly. I'm going to use being Nigerian as a way to hambone my husband. Would he like it if you were talking to, you're married. Would he like, go to therapy? Well, we don't talk about our marital problems in front of a counselor. So you'll call a Negro on YouTube? I mean, is that how that works? You can't go get counseling, but you can call me. Treacherous, boy, I swear to gosh. And what we're ultimately proving is ladies. Okay, woosah. Let me go back to my pilot. Pilot lady, All right, here's what we do. Pilot ma'am, you got to go ahead and you don't get many shots as a pilot, ma'am. That's what it comes right down to. You don't get many shots and you're getting close to the wall. Okay? And that's what it comes right down to. Ladies, life is a choice. It's about trade-offs. You can't have it all. And see, what I've tried to show in this show is I wanted to hear any women that were going to be realistic about what they bring to the table, like the woman who was living with her grandmother and her mother. You guys couldn't see, but I'm like, I mean, she was cute, but 2 degrees, $36,000. I knew that she was not living in the, posh conditions. Talking all this hoo-ha about, making all this money, traveling to France and Italy and all right. But I wanted to have the conversation because here's the thing. I don't mind having women have a different opinion. I just need you to treat men the way you want to be treated. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Turn my mic down.
Yeah. I need you to go ahead and turn the YouTube off in the background. Hold on.
All right.
Money World.
Are we able to speak?
Yeah, just a second. So, Money World. So what do we got? What do you got for me?
My question is, can a modern woman have it all if she and her husband prioritizes their health? Mental, physical, financial.
Okay. If she prioritizes her health?
Yes. Like if they're constantly in church, getting counseling.
Well, let me give you guys the cheat code. A modern woman can have it all if all is in line with what her husband wants. See, that's the missing piece. If you've listened to any of the callers I've had tonight, all the women have wanted what they wanted on their terms. It's nothing about what the husband wants. Are you married?
No.
Okay.
Divorced.
You're divorced?
Yes.
So am I. Why'd you guys split?
Yeah, we spoke previously this week.
Okay, I don't remember. What day?
Okay.
I mean,
we spoke on the topic of divorce. You had an overtime, so you gave me some advice about custody and moving on.
Okay.
So my question is,
how old are you?
Just from what I'm 32.
Okay, go ahead.
So my question is, if the married couple, if they're very religious and they're prioritizing their health, can they have a happy, healthy marriage?
Again, prioritizing if the couple is religious, what does the religion have to do with it? Because it's a vague question, man. What you're saying is if a couple is religious, all right. If a couple,
I've been listening to a lot of relationship coaches, and I really value your advice. And you don't really touch on religion, but
I touch on religion, just not every night.
Yeah. What I've been learning from some relationship coaches and just from some people who are married, whom I wouldn't like to model their marriages, but superficially when I'm hearing these relationship coaches talk about religion, and they really emphasize how religion is important.
Okay, okay. Are you a religious person?
I wouldn't call myself a religious person. I would say more spiritual.
All right. So questions about vague, nebulous ideas don't help individuals. If it doesn't have any import in your life, why ask it?
True.
So you asked me a question that
I don't think it's necessarily wrong to ask, because
all right, ma'am.
Sometimes
all right, ma'am. All right. But here's the problem. Here's one problem. You're divorced, right?
Yes.
Any children?
Yes.
Why are you so hesitant to answer?
No, I'm just making sure I'm answering your questions properly.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Mm-hmm. All right, ma'am. Well, I don't know how to answer your question, and I don't really think you're being completely truthful with me. So, I don't know what you want.
Truthful about?
Yeah, I don't really know what you want.
Okay.
I mean, you're basically asking me, if a couple prioritizes God and their health, can they have it all? Shit, I don't know. Yeah, until you have a car wreck, I don't know. What does that have to do with anything?
Okay.
And the problem is, none of you ladies going to be able to have anything.
I see a lot of married couples really are big on
Why are you not with your husband?
Oh, there's lots of reasons.
Okay.
Lots of reasons.
Who divorced who? Did you divorce him or did he divorce you?
I divorced.
Why?
We had domestic issues.
All right. Ma'am, let me try to put this as succinctly as possible. I don't think you know what you want. The times I've talked to you, you seem to have problems framing your thoughts. So if you can't communicate what you want, or if you don't know what you want, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to get it. So watching all of these relationship this and is gonna confuse you even more. So I say a lot of you ladies need counseling and to get your head together. To stop you got too much information. Towards what end? Just don't get it, man. I don't get it. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Do. Yes. What's your first name?
Hi, Nancy.
What do you got for me?
So what advice would you give to young women that are just now starting to date?
What advice would I give young women that are starting to date?
Yes.
Or are you a young woman starting to date?
Yes.
How old are you?
19.
Well, are you actively dating?
Yes, I'm in my real first relationship. We've been together for 9 months.
Are you guys sexually active?
No.
Are you a virgin?
Yes.
For religious reasons?
Both religious and just me seeing other people's mistakes and just kind of shying away from that.
Okay. Do you want to get married?
Yes.
Are you trying to wait till you're married to have sex?
Yes.
How old is the guy you're dating?
22. He's okay with it. We've already talked about it.
That's fine. He's okay with it.
Uh-huh.
Do you want children?
Yes.
How many?
About 3 or 4.
All right. And do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your child?
No.
Then you can't be dating a 22-year-old guy.
So older?
Ma'am. What state do you live in?
I'm in the South, Arkansas.
All right. But if you want to have 4 children, how much money does it cost to have a stay-at-home wife? With 1,
Honestly,
2,
that's
3,
why I'm
4
asking
kids.
you.
I'm
I don't
telling
even
you,
know.
well, that's the thing. You don't know, but you need to find out. I will say to have a middle class lifestyle, to where you can have a home in a nice suburb that's fed into a nice public school. You're talking about, with 4 children, you're talking around a man making in Arkansas around $325,000 a year for you not working. And that's why I asked, listen, that's why I asked about your boyfriend and his age, because at 19 and 22, he's broke. He has no skills. So he is a minimum wage earner at best, unless he comes out of college and has some sort of degree, or he has some sort of trade or something. But even at that, he's at the lowest of his earning potential. Men do not hit the kind of income you're talking about until they are like 40 years old. 40 is where men are earning that kind of money. And this is why so many young couples end up having an issue. The number one reason people break up is over money. And if you ended up, let's just play this forward. Let's say not you. Let's say a young woman and a young man get married and she wants to save herself till her wedding night. You guys get married young. You have a child or 2. And by 25, you realize that this guy is earning $20 an hour. That's what the average black man in this country makes, $40,000 a year. That's not enough to have a stay-at-home wife of 2 kids. That means you're going to have to get out and go work. And then that's going to mean you're going to inject that into your marriage. I saved myself. I was a virgin. So I'm like, you guys, you ladies have to understand what's important. If you want to be a stay-at-home wife, you need to marry a man or be dating men who want to get married and can afford a stay-at-home wife.
Okay, so does that mean I have to reach older men?
Well, tell me how younger men can make that kind of money.
Selling drugs, making music. I mean, that's all it is around here, pretty much. And they're not making that type of money. So I don't date guys my age.
Excuse me?
I don't date men my age. So I'm just saying, do I need to go even older?
You mean you don't date guys your age? You just said your boyfriend is 22.
I'm 19 though. It's not the same. It's different, trust me.
Young lady.
Yes.
Were you raised with your father?
No.
Okay, then I need you to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. It is very much the same thing, 19 and 22, when I'm coming from a 51-year-old. You don't know what's going on in life right now. No dad. Does your mother have any other children?
Yes.
All from the same father?
Yes.
Well, then, first things first, you need to understand what it takes. 72% of all mothers in this country have to work. In this country, it takes 2 incomes to live a middle-class life. On my channel, I talk a lot about high value this and that, but that's only 10% of the men. And I will tell you, in Arkansas, it's one of the poorest states in the union. Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, at the bottom of education, income, and all the important stats, and all the really important stats for men, black men in particular. So you're being in one of the poorest states in the union. You want a man who's earning what top 5% of men earn in his 20s? No. So no. Another example of how you ladies cannot have it all because it's unrealistic. Why don't you want to work?
I want to stay at home and I want to be able to cook and clean and raise the children myself. I don't believe in other people watching my children.
Okay, I understand what you don't believe in. What did your mother have to do?
Whatever she could, pretty much, find
Well, I
somebody
have
to watch
news
it.
for you, ma'am. That's what most people have to. You say you don't believe in it. Great. But you don't have the money to do anything any different. Are you in college?
Yes.
Going to school for what?
Dental hygiene.
So you're in a 4-year school, right?
Yes.
Are you or not? Are you in university or are you in 2-year school?
I'm actually doing community, but I'm transferring soon.
So I need you to listen. Again, I don't know why so many of you young black women have this fanciful notion of, I don't want to work because I don't want anybody else raising my kids, when 72 out of 100 women in this country have to have somebody else taking care of their kids because they got to work. Would you have a child without a husband?
No.
Well, there you go, man. I mean, again, you ladies want it all. I want a man in my age range, in my attraction level, my income level, so I can have to work. Okay, why don't you go ahead and get ranch dressing on it too? I mean, it's all since you're gonna have a fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be as well.
As
no,
realistic
I'm
as
young.
I get
I don't
it,
know everything.
but realistic is you're in a poor state. Do you
right?
Does race of your mate matter?
It's starting not to, but it did before.
But understand something. In a broke state, it don't matter. Ain't nobody that got no money. That's really what is determining a lot of this stuff. You live in Arkansas. I'm from Oklahoma. Trust me. I know what it's like to be in a broke state.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like black men are the only ones that don't have any money. The average white guy is only making $50,000. What I need you to hear is, ma'am, you're going to work. And you need to get your mind around the fact that you're going to work and you better get happy with it. Because
yeah, I don't mind working. I'm just thinking like maybe I need to be at home and watch my children.
How long though?
Maybe the first 2-3 years.
And you want how many children? 4?
Just 3 or 4.
So that's 10 years off work. You get married at 24 years old. You get pregnant at 25. You had a kid at 26. You're off. Then you get pregnant with another kid at 12 months later. You're going to be having kids 1, 2, 3, 4 until you're roughly 29. And the last child will be born at 29. And when he's out, how old? 4 or 5 years old? Mm-hmm. So the last kid you'll have 4 or 5 years old at 29 will be 34 years old. So that will mean from age 25 to 34, you're off work. Meaning that means that somebody has to make that money. See, you guys aren't doing the math. And I'll ask you, honestly, what makes you so special to where 7 out of 10 women in your state get pregnant, have to work up until the 8th month or the 9th month. They go into the local hospital. They don't get the fancy women's center. They go into the local hospital, deliver the baby, and they're discharged in a day or so. And they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks off for FMLA. And then they got to go back to work. That's what 7 out of 10 women in every state in this union have to do.
I'm not saying I'm special or anything. I think I don't need a lot. I don't want a lot. I'm just pretty standard.
No, you're not, ma'am, because standard women, okay, if I say 72% of mothers in this country have to work full or part-time, you don't want to be one of those. So that does mean you think that you're special because you don't want to be one of those. Okay, if that's what you want, then you need to make sure you pick a man, or you need to make sure that you are dating men who make the kind of money that can afford to have a wife that doesn't work for 10 years. And that ain't a 22-year-old. Math is Math is a stubborn thing. And see, the thing is, the men that make that kind of money, are you what they want? Men is making $300,000 a year. Are you what they want?
No.
What?
I said no.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't know, or you said no?
I said no.
Well, then if you're not what they want, how do you expect to get it?
I mean, I'm just trying to be as well. I'm trying to understand everything now while I'm young, so I can know in the future.
What do you mean try to understand everything? Okay, it's not about understanding, it's accepting.
Mm-hmm.
Accepting the fact that your mother was not married to your father. You were a product of a single parent household, and like me, like most of us, we were oops babies. We weren't planned for. Your mother had to do the best she could to get you where you got, but that is not a stable position. You didn't have college fund paid for or any of this other kind of stuff. So you have to do so you're in school. You have to take out loans to do that, right?
Right.
So you're already in debt as a 19-year-old. And then that means you're going to go into debt to get an average job, a dental hygienist, not a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist. That's average. Right. Okay? Average. And if you don't want to listen.
I'm pretty like average. Okay.
You don't what?
I said, yeah, that's what I was saying. I know I'm like pretty average.
But it's not average to not, but what's not average is not expecting to work. That's the part that's not average.
I mean, I do, but I'm talking about the, raising the children part. And
damn it. Were you not, okay. 2 + 2 is 4. If you have a child with your husband at 25 years old, you expect to not have to work until that child is 4 or 5. Because you want to stay at home with that kid, right?
Right.
Then who is going to pay the bills for you? Your husband has to make up for your lost income.
Yes, I know.
Now, let's do it this way. You make $40,000 a year as a dental tech. Your husband's making $50,000 a year as a factory worker.
Okay.
$90,000. You're going to have a car. He's going to have a car. You guys get a starter home. But you're still living middle class. You get pregnant. First child. Will you guys be living on his salary alone when you're married?
Yes.
Okay, so you mean to tell me your $40,000 is going to go to savings? You're going to live at a $50,000 salary?
Yes.
Okay, but even at that, ma'am, it's still not going to work. 3 people at $50,000 4 people at 50,000. Man, you're gonna work. Just get your mind around it. You're gonna work. You're going to work. You're going to work. Accept it. Make peace. Whatever God you need to. You're going to work. There ain't gonna be no. I'm staying at home 3-4 years with my kids. That's a fantasy that a lot of black women want, but that's only about 10-15% of women get that. You don't get it. You don't get it.
I'm starting to get it now. I get what you're saying now.
But the thing is, you'll end up being a better position when that's your mindset and you already understand what you need to get. So when you get in a relationship, in a marriage, you won't be disappointed. You won't be frustrated when you're wanting to go somewhere and your husband is like, no, we need to save this. Because the problem is divorce in this country, the 51% divorce rate we have in this country, the reason is you ladies are walking away from your families. You ladies are breaking up relationships. It is you that are filing divorce 8 out of 10 times. And the number one reason women file for divorce is money. Then they cite irreconcilable differences. Then you end up having an ex-husband who ends up becoming a part-time weekend dad and a broken family. All because you couldn't meet this unrealistic expectation that you never should have had.
Right. And that's why I had asked you for advice, because you're like pretty upfront and realistic about everything. And as a young person, I just don't know everything.
I get it. But the thing I'm trying to get you to understand is don't have any babies out of wedlock. Number one. Number two, if you really are, you're going to honestly have to date older men if you want to have any shot at being able to be a stay-at-home anything, because younger men don't make that kind of money.
Right.
All right. Thank you. Last call. I'm getting up out of here. Hello.
Hi.
What do you got for me?
How are you?
I'm good.
Very nice meeting you. I just wanted to comment on the caller you had before, was a commercial pilot. A student. I am actually a commercial pilot.
Okay. Go ahead.
And married for 17 years, 22 together. And what I wanted to add to this was that what she's going through was what I went through in my early career days.
Okay.
And what happened is that there's so much pivoting that needs to happen while you're establishing your career. And I think the main goal is to know what you want. And a lot of things that you talk about in your show, I admire your show. I've been watching it for the past couple of weeks. And a lot of things that you say are very spiritual, but real. Your delivery, your delivery encompasses like a lot of things that some people may not want to accept, but the bottom line is the truth and reality is reality. And I also had to sort of like understand my role and not necessarily choose, but like you said, you really can't have it all. And I've worked with other women in the aviation field who are pilots who had to, in a way, sacrifice, because ultimately when I was approaching my 30s, it's almost like that ego career accomplishment was dwindling. And I'm so happy that I was able to
see, and I want to change. I just want to change one word. Okay. You didn't have to sacrifice. You had to compromise. Sacrifice is, it comes with resentment. Compromise is a logical choice.
But here's what was so funny. And this is what I did, which I didn't realize. I was suppressing my feminine side so much that by the time I allowed myself to fully embrace my role as a wife, then I became a mother. I didn't realize how much I liked it. It was almost like I just walked into no. I literally, listen to me. I waltzed into the role. I didn't even know I had it in me.
I know. I mean, I laugh because my mother is a strong woman. And the woman she is after marriage at 53 years old, I was like, I don't know who this woman is. This is not the woman that raised me.
No, you don't know. You don't know what is within you until you give it a chance, because I was flying, driving to New Jersey from Maryland, 2 hours flying, coming back. I was also, I was at the aircraft dispatcher. I went civilian. I didn't do military.
Okay. She was civil, I think.
Yeah, the lady that called a while ago, she was civil. I'm also civil. I'm not military. But to be honest with you, my first mentor, when I became an aircraft dispatcher at like one of the youngest ages that you could become, 23, he said to me in my first job interview, my instructor hired me. The guy who gave me the exam hired me, and he said, "You're too much of a lady for this industry."
Oh, wow.
So I basically stripped my femininity so I could fit in, and then it catches up to you.
Right. And what you said, there comes a point in every driven person's career where it's diminishing returns. It's like, all right, I've got as much as
no. I pivot quick, because I also married sort of like my high school sweetheart. We knew each other from we were 17. Went to college, reunited in the US because I'm from Haiti, but I went to school in Jamaica. And long story short, by the time we bought a house and I basically walked into the role, I was decorating, doing everything. Like he was surprised. He was just like, to be honest with you, you should have gotten a bigger ring, because I think I got more than I bargained for. So,
and see, that's what I need women to hear, that by suppressing your femininity, you cut off a part of yourself that arguably you didn't know what existed, so you can't even negotiate with it.
Exactly. And when I went to therapy, I didn't even know I was in therapy when I went to go see this lady, and she was like, "You're very feminine." I was like, "No." She's like, and when she started to basically repeat my life story, I realized, oh my gosh, I actually do like these things. And funny enough, I have two, and it's funny the way life happens. I have two young daughters, and now I have the gifts to help them to naturally fall into these roles without trial and error. Luckily for me, I didn't end up in divorce, because as I was going through my life, I was pivoting. I was talking to myself, what do you want? This is happening. Well, other pilots, a lot of there are not many Black female pilots. I knew another Black female pilot that was miserable. She was miserable. She was caught in that, I like what I do, but I really want a guy. And it was just a mess, while I had this long-term relationship, which we were both in school. He's a radiologist, so we're both sort of like doing our own thing, but we wanted to be mature enough to, get a place and buy the house. So I did the whole, we grew together, but I'm always changing. He's always changing, to the point where he's like, you're changing, I got to catch up with you so we can both grow together.
Well, it sounds like you guys made a pragmatic decision.
Everything is really pragmatic, but we're also very realistic and honest in what but the main thing I would say is know what you want in life. My mother always told me that. I was raised by a mother who taught me all the skills that you talk here online. A lot of skills, the cooking skills. It's challenging for us women, because we have to sort of juggle both roles, because even though I hate to admit it, we are the helpers, we are the supporters of the man. I just read this book, The Silent Warrior.
But there's strength in that. But the hand that rocks the cradle is the hand that rules the world. Is it more important to be the man who sits on the throne, or the person who has the ear of the king? There is a reason the queen is the biggest piece on the chessboard.
Yes. And so I don't like to agree with you all the time. That's my past aviation, because it's still there. But I'm challenging it in a way that is, but women out there, your career can really destroy that soft side of you, because it did a little bit of me.
Well, what I would say is the next path on this channel is to talk about how to increase your value for men and to increase your value for women. So I'm glad you called in, because this is a nice bookend to all of the other side of it. Because I think when there's no hope, or doesn't seem like anything can be fixed, people just resign themselves. So I hope you stay around the platform and the panel, and maybe you and the caller can connect in the comment section, because it sounds like you guys belong to a very specialized group of.
No, we're special. Black women in aviation, we're special. We go through a lot. I was pretty naive when I got into it, and I that part of me is satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm looking to different adventures in my life. But then again, I think one of the things you said that I really admire, and trust me, you're doing something big here. Trust me, I'm so passionate about this. You're doing something big. Please continue what you're doing, because we need this in the community. And I also believe that one of the things you always talk about white women, where they're fairs, they get their bottom line like covered before they go into different adventures.
Yes, as you should.
It's like they get their bottom line covered, so now I can go and do this. Now I can go and do that, because they start early. I'm telling you, they do. I mean, I got married at 27.
Mm-hmm.
I waited a long time to have children.
Well,
when I say a long time, meaning like a couple of years, because I wanted to make sure that I was spiritually and mentally, and I got all that crap, all that stuff you grow up with, and you believe, and you had to change your beliefs around. The single mother, even though my mother got married after I was I really had to change, and I identify with you with the single mother, because my mother almost wanted me to sort of like, you don't need a man, you should always like protect your mother.
You dodged a lot of bullets.
I was like, nah, I don't think so. I reunited with my siblings from my father's side who deceased. Listen, I just broke up. But of course, I'm kind of like the black sheep of the family. I go against all the rules.
Yeah. I appreciate you calling in, sis. I'm going to go ahead and shut the show down. But thank you for calling in. That's a good booking call to end the broadcast. Have a good one. All right. So here's the thing, man. I realize that a lot of stuff I say is hard for some women to hear. It's new for some women, but it's not coming from a bad or negative place. It's just not. And like I said, the as we continue to move forward, it's about increasing your value. How men need to increase their value. How women need to increase their value. Because here's the thing. Increasing your value increases your options and opportunities. Why so many people feel powerless is because they don't have options or choices. And it's one thing so when you increase your value, you increase those options and choices, which also gives you a sense of power and sense of confidence. But you need to make sure you have the right headspace to when you have those options in front of you that you pick right. See, there's a lot of unpacking that comes into this life. You got to give yourself permission to fail. I started this off on a rant, and I'm going to end it on a rant. Look, man, I'm a failure. I'm a freaking failure. I'm a failure because I try. And yes, I could sit back and beat myself up about everything I've ever failed at, but I'm going to fail more. But the thing is that if you really continue to try to become the best version of yourself, that thing starts to balance out and even out. I use a video game analogy. When you first start playing a really hard or complex game or whatever, you're getting your butt whooped all the time. Everything in life that's hard, you can't give up at it because you get better. And that's where confidence comes. Confidence comes from repetition and precision. So this high value thing is not meant to say, ha, you're down there and that guy's up there. That's not what it was intended for. It's not on some elitism. It's on some, all right, know where you are right now. Know what you want. And then ask yourself the hard question. What am I willing to do to get it? And everything in life that you want, that you have to work for, you treasure more. When I talk to guys who are my frat brothers, or I talk to guys in other fraternities, one of the things they talk about is what they had to do to get in the organization. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Your life is your choice. It's choice driven. This is not my thing. Life is choice driven, and we all get to pick. After 18, we're responsible for ourselves. So, ladies, understand something. Modern women cannot have it all. No one can have it all. Life is about choices. One of the things the final caller had so important to say is she has shut down part of her feminine self to where she did not realize that existed or how much she enjoyed it. And I said you couldn't even use that to negotiate with. The world has gotten so many of you ladies thinking that everything masculine or patriarchal is bad. And that's just BS. You're separated from men out there who could be your husband, your boyfriend, great interpersonal things, great people to network with. You're not enemies. We're not enemies. That's why when a man is confident, intelligent, and assertive, and a woman is feminine, beautiful, inspiration, the world is a better place. I'm going to stick to that. Thank you guys for joining in to the broadcast. I know it ran a little bit late. I wanted to give people a chance to go watch the video over on Prophet of Thought channel. I think this was good. Tomorrow night, we're going to do, for the people who have a problem with this whole high value thing, free smoke. We can talk about it. We can talk about it, but it will not get pejorative. I won't be doing any ad hominems. We can discuss the conversation because I don't really understand the issues with this value thing. We know it exists. And I don't know anybody who's happy with their value who has an issue with this thing. So we're going to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody joining in. You guys are awesome. You guys are incredible. Your godfather is out. I can't wait to do my style up of some of your favorite YouTubers. There's so many things I'm going to be doing this fall. Going to take somebody up out of the... I don't want to get ahead of time. You guys are incredible, man. This is what's up. Until next time, peace. We are gone. Get a dog.
I'm a PhD.
I'm looking for somebody to do animation. If you are good at animation, I would love somebody to do some good old animation for this channel. If you are good at comedy, you're a good writer. I'm looking for people in media. If you have a business or something that you want to promote, the space behind me, I would rent this out. Yes. If you have something that's good for the marketplace, good for my guys, good for my ladies, let's talk about it. Let's do it. Come on. Join me on Patreon. The videos you will only see there starting again Monday. Thank you to the patrons for making this whole show possible. Without the patrons, we'd be in a bad place. Not a bad place. This is where we're going to do this. All right. Join me on IG for videos you will only see there in the frat room. When they're up, they're up. When they're gone, they're gone. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, and turn on notifications to make sure you're seeing all the videos. All right, here we go. Email your show ideas, things like that, to info@bykevinsamuels.com, or go to bykevinsamuels.com and book your one-on-one private advice line or your virtual consultation. Or if you're looking for, advice about becoming a content creator, it's something that doesn't fit into one of those categories, the one-on-one customizable billable hour. Do me a favor, respect my inbox. Oh, snap. New Chanel fragrance. Oh, I'll be watching for the video on this. Man, I'm looking for my next ex-wife. Hey, Boo Thang, if you out there, come on. Get on Big Daddy's lap. Got a space for you. Project, #NextX. #NextX. I'm a PhD. Get a dog. #NextX. Yeah. All right. Thank you to the diehards. Thank you to the people who even give me a grief. But do me a favor. Keep it cool. Keep it classy in the comment section. Respect me. I respect you. Peace out.